If you like this video, please rate, comment, share and subscribe. If you dislike it, please tell me why so I can improve. I wanted to talk today about why I'm called Amanda. Now, obviously the name is Amanda, Mandy. Now, the initial reason why it came up was because I was trying to think of a character for a story I was writing. And I decided to name that character Amanda. I can't actually remember why I chose the name Amanda at the moment, but it occurred to me that it was actually quite appropriate because firstly, the character in the story had a personality that was quite similar, in fact, to how my personality seems to be working out. So maybe deep down under there, Amanda was always there and she needed to come out. So that was the initial reason why the name Amanda occurred to me. And after that, I decided, well, two things. One was that you don't actually get to choose your name. If you're born into a particular gender, unless you change your name, you don't get to choose your name. You just get given a name. Now, I was given a name, a male name, which I don't want to use now. And I've changed that name, obviously, and changed it to Amanda. Now, it isn't actually that I'm actually particularly keen on the name Amanda. I think it's actually fairly important that I've chosen a name that is not a name I actually particularly like the sound of, and that's why I've chosen Amanda or Mandy. Mandy is a bit of a funny name, you know, because Mandy, you know, who is Mandy? I mean, I'm Mandy, but I don't know. So that was one of the things, is you don't actually get to choose a name you necessarily are particularly keen on, and it takes quite a lot of effort to change your name. So that's one of the aspects of it that I think is quite important. However, it so happens that on reflection, and this may be cognitive dissonance, I actually quite like the name Amanda because of what it means. And this is where we get into Latin grammar. Yes, you see, he's still in there somewhere. The name Amanda, like the name Miranda, is a gerundive. That is, that it's a verbal adjective. It's been turned into an adjective. So the actual verb itself is amare, which is to love, and then if you project that into the future, you get amandus, amandum, amanda, and those are in nominative, that is, and nominative singular, and those actually mean to be loved. So it's like a participle, and we have the present participle ing in English, so loving. And then there's beloved or loved, which is like our past participle. I should be pointing upwards because of my metaphor for time, shouldn't I? Anyway, so the Latins, they had a future participle. The Romans had a future participle, which meant worthy of love. And also, the other thing about Amanda is that Amanda is also a gerundive of obligation, that is, needs to be loved. So it's worthy of love, to be loved, needs to be loved. And I think that this part of me is something, and who is me now, basically, is something that is worthy of love. It's something which was very much not loved for a long time because I was fighting against this. I was trying to like being male. I was trying not to acknowledge that, you know, actually this is who I am. It's not just what I want to be, it's actually who I am. And I also think that there is a history to Amanda which is independent of what I actually do, and that if you go far back up enough into the past, you will find a point at which Amanda was really not loved, really not wanted, really rejected. And so the name Amanda is in a way a name of power. It's a name to commemorate the existence of Amanda as a process who existed in the past, a person who existed in the past, and now exists again, is going to get to live a life as who she is. And so I called myself Amanda, and that's it. Now the name Mandy, which is the name that I'm trying to go by generally, that's another aspect of it. When I was called my previous name, I had a name that wasn't shortenable or familiarizable. It was just that name or nothing. A few people would have like bolted a few things onto it, and it would have been a bit peculiar to do that. So what I have a new experience of, and this is not connected to my gender, is I now have a name like, for example, Philip, Phil, Daniel, Dan, Samuel, Sam, which can be altered into a familiar form. So if people are sort of Amanda-ing me, that's actually present participle plus a gerundive, and I'm not sure what happens there, then they are perhaps treating me more formally, perhaps politely, or they're just sort of saying, Amanda! Sort of thing. And it's like, So that's a different experience, because I haven't previously had those two registered. With my previous name, registered was either that or the other thing. Now I just wanted to say one more thing to Matty Carter actually, which is, feel free to carry on calling me 19thly, but you could also call me Amanda or Mandy, and I would be happy with that, but it's up to you. So I just thought I'd mention that, and thanks for the call out. I will do a video about radical feminism again at some point, but not yet. It will come. Okay? Right.